God that says, come to me when you're tired. Don't come to me because you want something, but come to me when you're tired and you can't take it anymore, and I'm going to give you peace. Next point. Anyone's life or story can be changed by the gospel. And I'm going to kind of quickly just cover 3 of my favorite stories in the gospel about people's stories who once they encountered the presence of God, who once who encountered Jesus, once who had, when they heard of the hope that God had, their lives were changed, their story was changed. Story number 1 is Luke 15:11-32, and it's basically the story of the prodigal son. I think everybody's familiar with that story. The story is about a young man, second born, who came to get his inheritance. And as our bishops taught me and I studied on my own, the only way for a child to get his inheritance is for the parent to die. So this young man got into his mind that though my father is still alive, to me, what I want to do in my life, he has to be dead to me. So basically, when he went up to his father and said, Father, give me what is mine, basically he said, Dad, I don't care what you did for me in the past. This day right now, you're dead. Give me what's mine. So, being the father in the story is very representative of who God is, because God will let you come and be like, okay, if that's the way you want it, I'm going to let you go out there and do it on your own and do it your way. And that's what the father did. He gave his son his inheritance. No matter how much it hurt for him to give him that, he gave it to him and he released him. And the story goes on, he went into a foreign land and he had a party. He had a ball. He went to the club. He popped bottles. He made it rain. He did all kind of stuff. But in the end, the money dried up. And then the famine came across the land. And he couldn't get a job. It's one thing when you live a wild life and you got a good and steady job and the economy's good and your money's gone. You can go out and get another good paying job. But this story says a famine came across the land. That means nobody had work. Nobody had money. He had nowhere to turn. So what he had to do was he ended up hiring himself out to feed the pigs. The lowest job available. That's all he could do. He went from being a son who had an inheritance set up for him, his father gave him, to out there feeding slop to a pig. Not only feeding slop, but he considered eating slop. I don't know, there have been points in my life where I've been there, like where I've been, you know what, I know this is not good for me, but I might well just do this. You're at that point in your life where you know it's slop, you know it's not good for you, but you're going to partake of it anyway. And that's where he was. He knew that was meant for pigs, but he was so hungry. He was so desperate to fill his belly with something that he was willing to just eat slop. And we've all been like that, where we've been so hungry, so just desperate for something in life. We filled our life with something, whether it was just a bad relationship, drugs, pornography, you name it. We knew it was bad for us, but we were missing something. We were just so desperate for attention, so desperate for something. We said, here, I'll